front end of a back-to-back for the Philadelphia 76ers at 8-5 with the Toronto Raptors 9-5 in town. Half game up on the Sixers in the standings. A lot to talk about here on the PHLY Sixers pregame show. Live from the Xfinity Lounge with Rich. I'm Devon. Bree is producing the show. She's the president of basketball operations. Great to have all of you in there. And we are presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download Bet365 app using the code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. We'll get into, we kind of skipped over Jared McCain on Monday in the postgame after the win because we had a lot to talk about. So we have to get in there today and talk about Jared McCain before we get out of here on the pregame show, see what he's all about. He's available tonight. How much will he actually play in the game? The injuries, again, 3 starters out. Is that for tonight, where they can hit the floor tomorrow? We'll see. We'll talk through it here on the show, but we begin with, again, a hot team visiting. While they have won 4 in a row, Rich, the Toronto Raptors, they have won 8 of their last 9 games.
Who was that lost to, though, Devon?
The Philadelphia 76ers by 10, 130-120 a few weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, here in Philadelphia. But they're good, man, and this is going to be a tough one, and we'll get into the guys that are out a little bit later, but Maxey, Edgecombe, Grimes, a test tonight.
Definitely, and this is a team that a lot of people had questions about coming into the season, and that is because their starters, their main players, are both 2 things. They are very expensive. They are a weirdly expensive team for a team that was not like considered a top 4 Eastern Conference lock or anything like that. And their offensive players are a little bit clunky. The fit of the lack of shooting and, who's going to provide that spacing, a bunch of guys that need the ball, those type of things. They've played really well, man. And I think some of it is when I look at their injury report tonight, I didn't see if CMB is going to play in tonight's game.
I'll double check.
I saw that he's doubtful for tonight's game. That's the main guy. Agbaji is also out too.
He was also questionable.
Oh, okay. He got moved up to questionable. So they're pretty healthy. That's a pretty healthy group right now. They have all of their big guns going.
Agbaji is available. CMB out.
I'll take that. I mean, CMB was
he was.
terror in that
Yes,
last
he
game.
was.
Sixers played a wonderful offensive game last time, and it felt like CMB still made like 6 amazing defensive plays in that one. So, I mean, you have a team in Toronto who's been one of the better teams in the NBA. I'm looking at it right now. It's a big thing that we talk about in the NBA. Top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense. That means you've been pretty good. And it's a small sample. They're going to have to keep it going for the rest of the year. But they've been pretty good. And they're also healthy right now, which the Sixers, as we're going to get into, are not. But, Devon, I say this every time. The Sixers are without Joel Embiid, without Paul George. And we'll see. I mean, Joel was listed as doubtful for this game. So doesn't seem like he's going to be out for too much longer. I heard from some birdies that he was warming up before the game tonight and looked decent doing so. So maybe they're just trying to give him maybe 1 more day.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 more days. Whatever that number is, doesn't seem like he's going to be out for too much longer. Again, knock on wood on that. But it seems like that. This is an opportunity for the Sixers to get one of those shorthanded wins.
Yes.
Right? And I think some of that is just Tyrese Maxey and Quentin Grimes and VJ Edgecombe. Go ball. Just play loose and play free. You are not supposed to win this basketball game. But if you end up winning 3 of these games during a season, 4 of these games, if Embiid and Paul George continue to miss some time, that can go a long way to, as you have talked about, just banking some wins. Just banking some wins, posted a number with the record. So I would say for the Sixers tonight, not expecting a win in tonight's game, but these guys are all very talented offensive players. Let's see if they can put another big number up on the Toronto Raptors.
And this is not unfamiliar territory for them, even though they have 3 starters out. Again, Oubre, George, Embiid, which we'll talk about. Adem Bona also out tonight as well. This is something that they've dealt with already this season, where they've had multiple players out of the lineup where they cannot put together the entire group that we want to see all season long, yet they continue to be in these games. They continue to show themselves and fight and battle. Yes, they do have the terrible third quarter. They get down by double digits, but they claw back into it, and they find themselves with giving themselves an opportunity to win. at the end of the night. So I am very curious to see, man, because they did have Tuesday off. While they did have a practice, they had a day game off. And this is something that we've seen from them before, where we're surprised, as you pointed out, that in the end or by halftime, we're looking at them and saying, man, they're only down 58-56. How?
They have had some stretches, you're right, where they have not looked good, but they've been in touch. They've
been there.
Yeah.
They've been there.
The other night, that Clippers game, they were down 6-7 during the second half for a lot of that second half until they turn it on in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Did not feel like they should have been down 6 or 7 in that game.
So let me ask you this. While we have everybody in the chat, we appreciate it. Make sure while you're in there, hit that like button, everybody. We appreciate it, as always, to help us boost things here on the show and the channel. Nux is on the screen asking you as well. Hit that like button while you're here. Tell everybody else to do the same when they check in. I ask you this, though, because it's something more general now. If we look at them, we were talking pregame a little bit about if they can stay around 500, if they can maybe even stay in the top 6 in the Eastern Conference, maybe 7 somewhere if they have to play in the play-in, but have that home game initially, win and you're in kind of thing. What do you make of these for the future? What do you make of all of these early games right now and how this could potentially help them down the road?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the issue, and this will be a good issue, is that when you get Joel, when you get Paul George back, it might become a little clunky. It might not for the long term, because you want those guys, and I think we've seen that Joel can unlock different things against switching defenses. But, as we saw with Paul George the other night, he was rusty on offense. So I think initially there might be a little bit of a feeling out period. I think as much as Jared McCain, and we'll get to him, as much as he doesn't look like the same guy with the same burst, I think some of it is just that he doesn't know exactly how to play with these guys yet. So these games, when we've seen Tyrese, VJ, and Quentin Grimes all go out and just start the ball, and just taking guys off the dribble, moving the ball, playing fast, they are perfectly equipped to play these games. We've seen that in the early going. And I think it's only good for a player like VJ's development. It's only good for Tyrese to figure out how to play with both of these guys as well. The one issue I could see is that you got to be careful that you're not going to wear these guys out, especially, you got a back-to-back tomorrow night. We'll see who plays in that game. I guess we can get into that as sort of the next part of this, but I do think they have a style that they want to play in these games. That was the thing I always said, because they're going to play shorthanded Doc tomorrow because Giannis is hurt as well. Shorthanded Doc, it almost felt like he was better.
Yes.
When he was missing a couple of their stars, because he laid out a very simple formula for the rest of the guys. Tyrese, we are going to spread the floor for you. We're going to need you to be pretty awesome tonight, but I'm going to give you the keys and the ability to do that. I haven't thought Nick Nurse has always done that when they have been shorthanded over the past 2 years. I think Nick Nurse's credit, when he had Joel cooking in the first year, it's clear that he understood, all right, I understand, get out of the way. We got the best player in basketball right now. Didn't screw that part up. Been a little more critical of him when he's been shorthanded, but with this roster, now that they have all of these guards playing, it does feel like they have a more established style when they are shorthanded.
Yep. All right. So listen, folks, Rich said he wanted to talk about the other guys. That means we need to talk about the other guys because Rich said so. We take our first break. When we come back, we'll get into the conversation about the players that are out tonight and who needs to step up in their absence. With, of course, we know Andre Drummond. He has played some fantastic basketball over the past 4 or 5 games. That's one. What about the others? We'll get into it when we get back. Hanging out with you, Sixers, Raptors on a Wednesday night. A good basketball game in the middle of the week. Once again, 9-5 the Raptors are. The Sixers 8-5. Raptors have won 4 games in a row, and they've won 8 of their last 9 games. The only loss that they have suffered, Philadelphia 76ers, 130-120, less than 2 weeks ago. We'll talk about the guys that are out when we get back right here on the PHLY Sixers pregame show presented by, I'm going to tell you on the other side. And that is our good people from Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. A little bit later, we'll have our pregame picks. Missed last game. I apologize. I apologize when I missed the last games. But I got to get back on track for this back-to-back here that we have. So we'll do that shortly. But if you are Like, all right, I'm in. I've heard about the record. Let's jump on in. All right, well, I'm part of the 90 million users worldwide. What about you? If you're not, you got to go ahead and sign up, because what you get is live streams of 780,000 events each year. Early payouts across the NBA and the NHL. Some really good games in the association tonight and across hockey. So maybe you want to jump on in and sign up. And when you do sign up, here's what you get from Bet365. New customers right now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5 win or lose. Sign up, use the code PHLY365. Deposit $10, place a bet for $5, and you get $150 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Wins or loses, not just wins. That's the key here. Bonus bets can be used on the spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Also have to tell you about good people at Elkins Chevrolet. I drive a Chevy. I love my car. Pretty cool. I just chill and just go do my thing, kind of mind my business, go out there, drive my car, feeling comfortable, hopefully looking good in the car. Well, listen, Sixer fans, you know who's playing some pretty good level of basketball right now? Sixers. You know who's playing a pretty good level right now when it comes to car dealerships? That's Elkins Chevrolet. Black Friday deals every single day. Only Elkins Chevrolet, located on Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey. It's run by three brothers, Jason, Adam, and Josh. These guys are in the store every day, working to make sure they have a huge lineup of Chevys at the best price and providing honking good service. No turnovers, only assist. You can get some steals in there as well. And the steals, that's the steal on the price of the car. Just real brothers running a local business and backing every Black Friday sale deal like it's the championship game. So if you're in the market for a new Chevy, make your next move to Elkins Chevrolet. Real brothers, real deals, a whole lot of honking good service. Shop now at elkinschevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Welcome back here on the PHLY Sixers pregame. Sixers Raptors coming up here shortly in about a good 18 minutes. Tip off in South Philadelphia. Rich wants to talk about the absentees tonight. Joel Embiid, Paul George, Kelly Oubre. We'll get an update on him. We'll talk about that. And Adem Bona are out tonight. Jared McCain in. We'll talk about Jared McCain in a little bit. Paul George out. You saw what you saw on Monday. Is this the right call? Second night of back-to-back potentially, if he's going to play tonight, off tonight? Play tomorrow, off tonight?
I don't mind it if that's what is actually going to happen. I mean,
we don't know.
Nick Nurse said yesterday that he was a participant in practice. Now, I bet you they weren't going too hard in practice yesterday.
No.
In between games. You kind of wonder. So the rationale would be, all right, then you give him 2 days off on each side of his first stint here. But he also has to travel to that game as well. So I don't know if it's the right call, man. I thought he looked pretty good athletically the other night. Nick Nurse did say after yesterday's practice that he came through okay, and it felt like he was able to practice. So Paul George, if he plays tomorrow, fine. You know, I don't think it's necessarily the right move, but fine. If that's your rationale, give him 2 days on each side. Go for it. So that's okay. Joel Embiid, doubtful for tonight's game.
Full participant yesterday in practice.
Was a full participant as well. Yeah, that was the thing about yesterday that was funny. When Nick Nurse initially told you about who participated in the practice, I was like, oh baby, we might have a good one against Toronto coming up tomorrow night. And hopefully we still do, because Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe go crazy in this game. But yeah, those guys are not available. And I don't know. Do you think we see Joel tomorrow against the Giannis Bucks? I don't know.
I don't know, because I generally look at it as, why put him on the airplane? Why? But
I think it's fair. Yeah.
But if he doesn't play, to your point, he gets a few days off already. They play Thursday. They're off Friday and Saturday. They do have an early game Sunday. However, the 2 days are off on Friday and Saturday. So I would hope that, especially with the opportunity now that Giannis is not playing and you might be able to take advantage of a shorthanded, you need a little help, because if George is ready to go tomorrow and B can play, you need a little help. Second night of a back-to-back. They're probably going to log a heavy amount of minutes tonight, especially the guards and the center. When it comes to Andre Drummond playing 30-plus minutes, that will be a nice boost to their lineup tomorrow night playing against a shorthanded Bucks team.
It would be nice, would make sense, right? Yeah, I know both of those guys are going to be on minutes limit, but to have Joel Embiid and Paul George to soak up 40 combined minutes, maybe, both of them probably. Paul George probably can play even a little bit more than Joel.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in between 40 and 50 combined minutes for the two of them would be a huge lift for sure, because these guys are going to be tired. It's going to be a tough game for them to win. And if they do win, they're going to have to exert a lot of energy. So if that's what the Sixers decide, great. I guess we got to get to Kelly Oubre now, though.
Let's talk about Kelly Oubre, because yesterday it was said that he was going to be speaking again, getting some more information from the doctor.
Slow trickle from those
slow trickle with the doctor. Hasn't it been with all these? Paul George,
Yeah.
Joe, we'll talk about when you were covering them as much as you were being around the team. Did you get a lot of those updates at night?
No, this is a new thing.
This is new.
I'm not saying they were good at offering medical updates. They were vague and they were often wrong. And obviously the old joke was that when you got the Philadelphia 76ers medical update, when that was the headline in your email inbox, that was the scariest thing you could possibly read. So this has been going on for a long time. I got to say, this is a new one, though, that we're going to update you about a player after the game. Sometimes they would update us after the game about a player who would get injured during the game.
Yeah.
But not like, this guy's been injured for 6 days. And we're going to give you the update at 10:10 p.m. tonight. Yeah.
All right, so here's the update an hour ago with the normal pregame availability from Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse, I'm looking at Derek's tweet.
Well, did you see they pulled a...
Nick Nurse said that they will have an update on Kelly Oubre's LCL injury by the end of the night. Less than an hour later, an update that we have. According to the coach, or someone, because I don't think it's the coach. I think the media got this information, so Kyle, Derek have this. Kelly Oubre suffered a hyperextension of his left knee in the second quarter of Philadelphia's game in Detroit on November 14th. An MRI revealed that Oubre suffered a sprain of the LCL in his left knee, will be reevaluated now in 2 weeks. All right, everybody, 2 weeks for an update on Kelly Oubre. So he's going to be out right now for 2 weeks with an update with the reevaluation in that 2 weeks. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be back in 2 weeks, Rich. Just means that they will reevaluate him in 2 weeks. So it could be longer than the 2 weeks. I'm actually, look, when it happened and we were all in here and I was like, yeah, he hyperextended that one. That one looked like it hurt. And when you have that, when you do that, medical expert here from All My Injuries, shout out Rothman, they tend to have this weird feeling where, first, it feels like it's like a burning sensation when you do that in your knee. And then it's really painful when you try to do some athletic activities out there. So right now, 2 weeks.
Reevaluated in 2 weeks. That does not mean 2 weeks.
That's a month.
That's like, if we see him by Christmas, I'd be like, all right, that's not a terrible outcome there.
And this stinks too, because as we talk about, you get Paul George back. Joel is back, but he's dealing with this right knee thing now. In and out. We'll see him when we see him. Bone is out. We want to see them at full strength. And now we won't, for at least another few weeks, see them at full strength. And he is one that you count on to play all 82 games if he's available, because he has.
He has. And also, I mean, we've talked about this, but it's almost like the wing position is where they can least afford to lose depth. And there are ways around it where, you can play Trendon Watford and Jabari Walker and Barlow. You could play a couple of those guys, maybe in a bigger lineup. But the main way that they've gone about this is that they've played three guards for a lot of the year. And in tonight's game, I mean, Justin Edwards,
show him, Bree. Show him the starting lineup tonight.
He better be ready to play a lot tonight, because he's their only wing. Because, and hopefully you'll have Paul George for most of these games with Kelly out. But as you see, as Bree put it up, thank you, Bree, for us, Justin Edwards is going to start. And man, if that jumper is not going in, guess what? You're still going to be playing, because you really are the only guy with that type of skill set for us.
These are some lengthy wings out there. After Quickly, you have Barnes, who is essentially your shooting guard, R.J. Barrett, Brandon Ingram on the other side. That's what he has to deal with tonight. And he has to be up for that challenge this evening, not only defensively, but you need to see him knock down some of those shots. Jakob Poeltl, who did not play in the second night of a back-to-back when the Sixers hosted Toronto less
He's
than
in
2
the
weeks
night.
ago. He's playing tonight. And right now, you look at that lineup, that's a pretty big lineup. And Justin
That's
Edwards.
pretty big.
Yeah. Now, and they can run with the Sixers. All
Yeah,
right.
it's not like unathletic
Yes,
necessarily.
they can
either.
run.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough. Like, look, I think Kelly has been somewhat, I don't want to call him polarizing, but I think he definitely has his fans in the fan base and then some people who are a little more skeptical about him. But his ability to just be there every night, knowing that you're going to get an A+ effort from him every single night and soak up those wing minutes that, like, yeah, even when you're frustrated with Kelly Oubre, I think there is a reason that Nick Nurse is like, look, he's got to play like 36 minutes a game because we don't have any other wings right now. And he is an NBA caliber wing in the rotation. So to lose him, I think, is a pretty big deal for sure.
And what do you make of the Justin Edwards nod over Trendon Watford?
I think it's okay because it increases your shooting in the starting lineup now. There are nights where, I mean, Justin Edwards, it just feels like with that quick release, there are nights where that shot is barely touching the net. And there are other nights where he just can't buy one.
Like the other night, he couldn't make a shot.
Couldn't buy one.
No.
Hopefully it's a little closer to the Boston game where he's like literally not hitting the net on those shots. I think it's fine. I think you're going to have to see Trendon Watford at the 3. You're going to have to see lineups with Trendon Watford and one of Barlow and Walker at the 4 because it's really the only way you can survive right now.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on from that group. Adembona also, we saw a lot of Walker and Barlow play the 5. We did not get a chance to see Janai Broome. Is this the Janai Broome maybe matchup, or are you still going with those two guys as far as Barlow and Walker as the backup center behind Drummond?
Yeah, I'm still going with those two guys.
Situationally, if you saw a spot for Broome, fine, but not you're not forcing it.
No.
Okay.
I mean, look, I think if those guys struggle and you want to go to Broome, so put Broome in the Andre Drummond role from the beginning of the year, right? Because you had Embiid playing in some of those games. You had Bona as the backup early on, and I think he bought himself probably more games as the backup with that performance against Washington early on. Nick Nurse would dust off Drum when Bona played poorly. So if these guys play poorly, I feel like you could dust off Janai Broome in this game.
Okay. All right. I got you. Also, Bree put up a poll. Everybody on the side there, if you see it, if you're on YouTube, the poll asks, do the Sixers squeak out the win? Big win or big loss? Please vote. Bree will give us the final poll results as we check out here on the pregame show. Let's move to another injured guy in the sense of he hasn't gotten back to himself yet. And when you talk about scoring a lot of points, this guy has not scored any points in the 4 games that he has played.
No.
And his minutes have decreased each game, averaging 9 minutes in the 4 games that he has played. That's Jared McCain. 5-minute stint against the Clippers. And that 5 minutes, clearly you knew why Nick Nurse could not keep him out there on the floor.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about this that much the other night because I think we tried to focus on, there was a lot of stuff that went on in that game in the Sixers comeback. I saw a lot of people on Twitter were frustrated that Jared McCain only played 5 minutes in the game. And I understand it. I understand that, I mean, playing 5 minutes, like Nick Nurse, he's played single-digit minutes, 3 times already?
Mm-hmm.
That's not enough for a guy who's in the rotation. You need to give him, 15 to 20 minutes. And I actually saw, I think it was Fly Guy. He actually, or PHLY guy. But,
PHLY.
Fly, when it's one word, I'm going to call it Fly Guy in the chat. He mentioned that you got to run Jared McCain off some screens and get him some easy shots. But one of the issues that I've seen is that the Sixers have tried that a few times, but it's the same thing that Tyrese Maxey is getting involved with, where teams are switching and jamming up those actions, and Jared McCain is forced to go one-on-one, and he really just has not had the rhythm, the timing, the burst, all of those things. Now, I did hear, did I hear that he might be wearing a different sort of compression sleeve on his knee?
That's what some people were saying.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to see it. I brought in, I know we talked about bringing it on the post-game show, but I brought it in on one of the 3 o'clock shows that we had, and I brought in the big metal one that I had first. I brought in the second one that was a smaller metal one, and then my third one, when I graduated to that, it was still it was a brace. It wasn't just a compression. There was a brace with straps on it, but it was a little more mobile where you can move around. So I'm curious to see which one. I would like to see it just because now I feel like I'm an honorary expert.
Yeah.
But the brace is still, Rich. It's just so uncomfortable and it's so annoying where you're battling already. Can I do these things that I'm used to doing off just instinct because I'm in the NBA. I'm a good basketball player. Now you're battling can I do this while I have this lugging around this big thing on my knee? And make the cuts and things running off screens where I don't have to worry about it. And Legler brought up a good point when we spoke to him on Monday. Now you're afraid of is it going to bang into somebody else's leg, is it going to bang into somebody's knee and throw me off a little bit, those types of things.
Yeah, and I got to imagine that brace that he was wearing was really slowing him down. So if he has something different on his knee tonight, hopefully he's a little faster. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it though. It's been an odd, weird situation to start the year, and he is not playing well. Like Devon said it. I know he's only playing 7-8 minutes a game, like whatever it is. The fact that he has not scored a point yet is pretty crazy.
He's had some good looks. He has some tough shots that we've seen him make before, but the confidence.
But he's just not getting easy ones either.
Should they? Because we see it a lot. Where even Justin Edwards, we don't see him run off of screens a lot. We see it every now and then. Should he be started off in the corner? Just be the corner guy sometimes because they're gonna have to respect the shot.
He is,
and that will open up some things in the lane.
Yeah, for other people.
Yeah, not that you have to relegate him to the corner, but on some of these actions that they run, he is the one that's just simply catch, shoot, get that comp, see one go through the net, and then go from there.
Totally, and I almost feel like it's in his head a little bit until he sees that first one go through. And that man, it would just be nice for him to have a wide open three, whether it's like a broken play in transition, just one he can really line up and hit. And then maybe there's a mental aspect to it as well. So to finish my point, Jared McCain has not looked very good out there, but I also understand the criticism of 5 minutes a game. Like what is the point of even playing him if you're going to play him 5 minutes a game? Because if there is a degree of rust, the only way he's not going to be rusty is for him to knock it off. And you're not going to do that in 5 minutes a game. That's one stint. That's one short stint. You had Paul George the other night saying, man, it was hard to play the other night because I was playing such short stints. And those stints were 5 minutes long. That's Jared McCain's whole game the other night. So odd situation. I would love Jared to show a little bit more life. But I'd also like Nick Nurse, give him a little bit more runway, because I do think at some point here, especially with Joel and PG being out as much as they have, you're going to need Jared McCain to soak up some minutes because you don't want to run Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. And I would have said Kelly Oubre, but he's hurt now into the ground.
Well, I guess that means you'll see Eric Gordon out there on the floor if that's the case.
We might
have to see Eric Gordon. That one, second game, we were like, wait a minute, how's he getting in before Jared McCain? But now we know why he's getting in before Jared McCain. All right, let's get to the Bet365 pregame picks brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment's never ordinary. At Bet365, I let you down, everybody. Bree got it right. Bree had the double-double for both players, Zubac and Andre Drummond on Monday. Let's see if I can bounce back here tonight and Bree keep her streak going. Plus 140 for Bree, Tyrese Maxey, and Quickly, both 3+ threes made. Rich, what do you think of that one with Quickly and Maxey, 3+ threes at plus 140?
Well, Quickly the other night that they played the Sixers, he was cooking.
Yes, he was.
Man, he was.
And it was early. He had all his
pulling up over half court. That's why that was such a good win, by the way. Raptors, look, Sixers defense wasn't amazing in that game, but they were on fire. They were making a lot of difficult shots, and the Sixers were so good offensively, it just didn't matter. So I like that one.
All right, and mine is Trendon Watford. 3 assists, 3+ assists. That's all we need, Rich. 3+ assists. Andre Drummond, 10+ points. That's a plus 130 same game parlay.
I like that. I mean, look, Trendon Watford is going to have the ball more in his hands tonight.
And he's had kind of an off stretch here, so I think he picks it up. Stay out of foul trouble.
Nice fourth quarter the other night. So you're right. After the triple-double, again, this was a team that,
yes.
Hey, look.
And yesterday he said, maybe I can get another one.
Maybe he feels good playing the Toronto Raptors. Like you said, in the 3 games following that Raptors game, he was not very good. He was quiet, and you kind of saw why maybe he was available for the price that the Sixers got him at. Nice fourth quarter the other night.
Fourth quarter.
Where I didn't think in the middle of that game he was going to be the guy closing, but they went to him. And they went to VJ, and then they went to Drummond and Maxey and Grimes as well to close that game. So good stretch with him, and I also think he's key. Guys, I know I talk about this all the time. The switching defenses that the Sixers play against, he is one of the few guys that I think he has the smarts, he has the size, and he has the passing that can unlock the offense in that regard. And Man, I would just spam that 2-man game with Maxey. Just have those two guys at the top of the key and just have them run fake dribble handoffs, screens, whatever it is. Just let the two old friends play 2-man game with each other.
First, 4 possessions of that next game after he had that triple-double? That's exactly what they did.
Just keep running it.
They just kept running the same thing. Those are our Bet365 picks. Again, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up. All right, that'll do it for us. We are presented by Bet365 here on the pregame. Same for the postgame as well, where we hope you will join us after the Sixers and the Raptors go at it. Bree, what are the final results here on this pregame poll?
Yeah, we got 77% say it's going to be a big win.
I would like that.
So,
I would like that
go.
very much. That's right. Good call, everybody. Let's see if it actually plays out. For Rich, Bree, I'm Devon. We'll be back after the game with Efric, Kyle, and Derek from the arena. Hopefully we're talking about a win. Make sure you join us right here on the PHLY Sixers postgame show. See you then.
We all silly like the mayor.